First, congratulations to Malik for most assists and as a reserve in Kings history. That's definitely an honor that he's earned and by his play and with his teammates too. So congratulations to him on that, and then congratulations to Domas for the most consecutive double doubles in Kings history as well. Um, they both obviously had great games, but more importantly, they've had really good careers in their short time here so far. Uh, I tell you, heck of a game by our guys. We've started Keon 5 games now. We started him 4 times at the point guard position and 1 time at the 2 guard. And the funny part about it, everybody keeps telling me, well, he's not a point. Well, he's not this. He's not that. He started 4 games for us at the point. He's 4-0 at the point guard spot. Started 1 game at the 2 guard position. And, we got the win when he started at the 2. He's just a basketball player. And he's a pretty good young basketball player. So he was our defensive player of the game. And, you're not stopping Dame Lillard, but the job he did just to try to make him work for a young guy was phenomenal to watch. I thought defensively our guys were really good. One of our Achilles heel is the Achilles heel is the 3-point line, and our guys, I mean, they were flying around tonight. Their closeouts were, we had some beautiful high fives on our closeouts, and that's what we've been preaching day after day after day after day. And even at times when it wasn't perfect, we just were flying around trying to protect one another, communicating and seeing what we can get done on that end of the floor. And for them to go 739, now they had to miss some, but some of those misses are a product of us flying around and them thinking somebody may come too. So for them to go 7 of 39 from the floor with the way they shoot the ball was just a phenomenal job by our guys defending that 3-point line. So I got to give them a lot of credit. And, you talk about defensively, we had 2 stops to finish the third and 6 straight stops to start the fourth. So to get 8 stops in a row, that's what helps you blows the lead open. And then again, 12 points in the paint in the second half. Our guys did a good job of protecting the 3-point line and also trying to protect the paint. But it's a telltale sign when we're active. I think we had 21 deflections tonight. That shows our activity. And then a big result was there were 6 50-50 balls, and we got all 6 of them. That's huge too, which in terms of showing your activity and your sense of urgency during the ball game. But in our last game we couldn't throw the ball in the ocean, and that's part of it. Tonight it was a little easier because we sprayed the basketball. We've been averaging 11 sprays a game the last 3 or 4 games, and we've been talking to our guys, showing them film, talking to them, showing them film, and that spray is open because we have some talented guys that can touch the paint, and we were 10 for 20 tonight. When it came to sprays, and you shoot 10 for 20 from the 3-point line, as we know, that's a good percentage, but 20 of those attempts came from just like you guys, when you guys are young and you're shooting and somebody's standing underneath the hoop and passing it out to you, your feet are set. It's like you're playing horse. Those are probably the easiest shots from the 3-point line in the game of basketball. And so to have 20 sprays and go 10 for 20 was huge for us on the offensive end of the floor, as well as getting out in transition and playing at a pace that we're capable of against a really good team, scoring 18 fast break points. Even though we shot 53% from the floor, our guys were very active on the offensive glass, at least converting the ones that we had into points. So that was good to see too.
Mike, you might have touched on this already a little bit just in that mix, but Milwaukee, I think, got as close as 14 in the third quarter, making a little bit of a push, trying to make a game. Your team responds. You mentioned the 2 possessions at the end of the third and the 4 or 6 possessions at the start of the fourth. But what specifically did you see from the team that how they answered that push when Milwaukee had an opportunity to try and make a game of it in the second half?
I tell you, our defensive intensity, our sense of urgency on that end of the floor, it was really good. We mixed in zone and man throughout most of the night, and our guys were really, really receptive in terms of getting to a zone on the fly, which is huge because it can be chaotic at times, especially as fast as we play. But again, I really think if we continue to play the right way offensively, which we've done for the most part, especially since All-Star break, minus Houston, we're going to give ourselves a chance to score a lot of points. What we have to do is we have to buckle down and stop their runs, and get stops defensively, because when we do, especially as active as we were in that second half, now we're getting out in transition. And we're turning our defense into easy offensive points, and I thought our guys were really good at that when they went on the run and we responded back with a run of our own. I mean, you can feel the crowd into it, you can feel our guys defensively, and you can sure as hell feel them once we got that ball, us getting out and running, whether it was off a deflection or off of a defensive rebound.
Mike, it's kind of a strange question, but do you have a feel for who this team is? Because it seems like we have no idea from one game to the next who's going to show up. And like tonight was just spectacular, but just a couple of days ago we saw something different.
Yeah, I felt that our offense was a product of our defense. We got a lot of opportunities out in transition before their defense was set. We were getting it off the rim and going. We were throwing it ahead and knocking down threes. On top of that, I really believe that we're a team that's more than capable of touching that paint and spraying the basketball, and we did that tonight. We're the number one passing team in the league, and so for us to continue to find ways to get easy threes is paramount. I mean, we have to be able to do that, because we're not going to sit here and dribble 15 times and try to break it down every time down the floor with one guy. And so I just think we're a team right now that has a chance to be really good, but is going through some ups and downs, in my opinion, like any inexperienced team in the position that we're in. I mean, we're trying to play this game with some expectations as a group that we're not used to having overall. And, it's going to cause for some ups, it's going to cause for some downs. And the one thing that you hope is everybody continues to stay together. But while staying together, we each hold each other accountable. And, as long as you feel like you're making strides, especially towards the end of the season, going into playoff time, for me personally, I don't like it. I don't want it to happen, but I can live with some inconsistencies throughout the course of the year, especially where we are as a group when you're looking at the individuals on this roster, which is not a ton of experience in the position that we're in right now.
This obviously predates you, but 15 straight losses to the Bucks, and earlier in the season you had an overtime game, 1-point game, and here you are playing them the way you did tonight. I'm just wondering if this team felt like they had to get up for a game like this, and then when you talked about having Keegan gone and then you lose Trey, did that kind of bring something out of this team at all?
Maybe. I mean, you'd have to ask each individual guy. Obviously, I just think we have a group that's faced some injuries, and especially early on, we didn't do a great job with it. But as the season has gone along, having key guys out and reserves step in, on big occasions has been something that we've been able to do. Guys are just finding a way. They're not trying to come in the game and do too much, and they're contributing however and whenever they can. And so I felt it was that more than anything else. Again, we talked about some of the things that we didn't do well against Houston, one of them being spraying the basketball. And, we go from averaging 11 a game the last, 4 games, getting 10 against Houston and shooting 18%, and till tonight getting 20 and shooting 50% on those 20. So, you can point to a lot of different things, but I think when we do play the right way, which our guys are more than capable of, we could be a dangerous team because we can score, obviously, and I truly believe we can defend. I don't know. I know a couple of games ago we were 12th on the road in defensive rating and 28th at home in defensive rating. So that tells me through 60 games, if you're 12th on the road in defensive rating, you can defend. And tonight, I thought we brought it on both sides of the ball the right way.
Keon seems like he's always getting deflections on and off ball. How important has that been to this group? And is there anybody from years prior that he reminds you of, like playing defense? So,
Man, that's a great question. I would have to think about that question. But he's got an uncanny ability to defend the pick and roll, to be a great weak side help defender, strong side help defender. He's really elusive and really quick back to the ball. And what people don't realize is how long his arms are, and then he's got a motor where he just keeps pursuing, and you need to have that relentless attitude if you want to be a great defender or an elite defender, and he definitely has it. And I know there's probably somebody out there that I've been around that's been like him. Not many guys though, but he has a chance to be a special defender. You're talking about a young man that was on a two-way last year. I don't think he got drafted. He's on a two-way last year, and I said this before. I've been playing him, yanking him back, playing him, yanking him back, playing him, yanking him back, and he's just stayed ready, and he's been as steady as he can be. And so I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's stepping up. I'm happy we rewarded him with a regular contract, and he's showing that he's more than worth what we gave him.
Coach, as you've pointed out, the offense has been very productive since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
But I noticed this is the first time in, I think, 12 games that you've gotten up 40 threes. How important is it for you to be near that number? And does that also speak, again, to the importance not only of the number of threes, but the quality of spray threes that your offense is producing?
You said it right there. If again, we're not coming off a pick and roll and shooting a three. We're not dancing with it and shooting a three. We have to move the basketball. Now, we're going to get some off of DHOs, because Domas does a great job with his screening and his handoffs, and we play with pace coming off those things. But you're not going to be able to get a lot if people know you play the DHO game, because see how teams, they're physical with us. They're slapping down at the ball, hitting our bodies, all that other stuff when we're coming off DHOs. So the one thing that we have to do, they know Foxy can get to the paint. They know Domas catches the ball in the pocket. They know Malik can get to the paint. Davion and other guys have done it too. We have to spray the ball because everybody is doing that. And so what you said is 100% accurate. We were able to get up more threes tonight because we sprayed the ball, and that was one of the biggest things that I mentioned is our 20 sprays. If that's what we want every game, are we going to get 20 sprays? Probably not, but if we can get close to it, great. Are we going to go 10 for 20 every time? Probably not, but we're at least going to have a heck of a chance to get closer to 50% or better, plus get the amount of threes. We want 40, 50 threes if we can get them, but the right threes. So we have to continue spraying the ball, and it was really evident tonight compared to the other nights of what we look like on the offensive end versus a pretty good defensive team.
Hey, Mike. You mentioned that you guys are 5-0 with Keon Ellis in the starting lineup, and it feels like a lot of what he brings is pretty sustainable. Is that a change you've considered making permanent?
No. I think, Keon, we can get him on the floor at any time. I think, our starters have done a great job for most of the year. And I just have to keep trying to find opportunities to get him on the floor for longer stretches. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, guys.